In many job interviews, there is only one question that really, really matters, and I am going to teach you how to answer that question today. When you're preparing for a job interview, it can seem like there is just a mountain of questions that you're going to need to answer. You need to memorize things, you need to script them, you need to practice them. I'm here to tell you most of that isn't true. You want to arrive at simple, clean answers to the most important questions before you enter a job interview. And the one I'm going to talk about today is the absolute most important question you will answer in any job interview you ever have. Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Angela. If you're new here, I use my MBA, my background as a management consultant and recruiter at the Boston Consulting Group, and years of career coaching to help you create a career you love. If you're like most people, job interviews are one of the biggest stressors in your life because in most cases, the job interview or a series of job interviews is the very last gateway between you and what you want in your career. One of the things I love to do is make the process of preparing for and acing your interviews simple, easy, and fun. I did it in my best-selling book, Interview Hero, which you can get on Amazon. If you'll stick around till the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can get a free chapter and begin the journey towards easy interviews the happy at work way. Here's what I'm going to cover in this short video. Number one, what is the most important question that you need to be able to answer in every job interview? Number two, why is this question so important? Number three, I'm going to tell you how to answer it. And finally, I'm going to give you some tips that have to come way before the interview to ensure that you're able to give this question the very best possible answer. If you are looking for MBA Monday, it is over on our MBA dedicated channel. In that first video, I am talking about why Harvard MBAs can't find a job, how the MBA recruitment market has gotten tight, and what are the dynamics that you need to understand if you are applying to business school this year. This is also the perfect moment to head over there and subscribe to our MBA dedicated channel if you're applying to business school, because next week is GMAT GRE week. We've got 5 videos to help you ace those tests. You don't want to miss it. Go subscribe. But now let's talk about how to ace your job interview with this most important question. Here it is. Are you ready? Drum roll. Why do you want this job? That is the most important question in any job interview. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But the first thing to recognize is that most candidates will screw this up. Most candidates will screw up their answer to this question. They will be baffled by it. They will not have thought of an answer. They will get caught out being sort of self-serving and shallow in their approach to this specific job. So if you finish this video, you will automatically have an edge over most candidates. So point number 2, why is this question so important? Well, if you think about how the corporate world works, companies want a deal. When they're hiring candidates, they are looking for candidates that they know are going to add more value to the company than they are paid for. Sad, but true. But wouldn't you do the same thing? Like when you go to the store, don't you love it when you see a bargain, when you see something that you know should cost $20 and it's on sale for $18? Human nature loves a deal, and corporations are no different. They're looking for people that they know are going to do the job out of an intrinsic motivation to do the job well. If you don't know anything about intrinsic motivation, it's contrasted with extrinsic motivation. So if you think about extrinsic motivation, you're looking for some kind of external reward. In other words, you want your boss to pat you on the head, or you want the company to pay you more money. You're working towards a financial bonus. The reason you're going to do your job well if you're extrinsically motivated is basically simply it just comes down to money. But if you have an intrinsic motivation, that means that there's something about this job that you actually personally, for your own selfish reasons, want to do. I know that might sound crazy at first. I'm going to tell you how to answer this question in just a minute. But this is what companies are looking for. They really want to know that if you're going to do this job, you actually want to do this job. And the thing is, you can't fake intrinsic motivation. Any answer you give that isn't genuine will not read as authentic. And if no one else has prepared for this question, you still might beat out the competition with a half-baked answer. But if you go in with a genuine and authentic answer, you will immediately rise to the top of the pool of applicants. So let's get into how to actually answer this question. It's actually really straightforward. When you think about intrinsic motivation, you only need to understand one thing about yourself. You need to find what is it about this job that you actually want to do. How does this job, how does taking this role over any other job that you could have actually benefit you directly? Now, you could talk about all kinds of things around the product of the company that you're working for or the corporate mission and all of those things. And all of that may be true. You hopefully are applying for a job at a company that does something that you want to do and that has a mission that you're aligned with. Please only apply to companies that are aligned with your personal values. But any answer that's aligned with personal values or what you want to do in the job are also going to ring hollow, because it's very easy to say, I love your mission, I love your product, and not have a lot of substance behind it. So you want this answer to resonate with genuine selfish interest. And the way you do that is identifying what you want to learn. Yes, you heard that right. Your key to answering this question is identifying what aspects of the job description you don't already know how to do. Because all of us are intrinsically motivated to grow, to become a better version of ourselves, to amass more experiences that are interesting to us, and to build our ability to add more value. Everything you learn in this job will give you the opportunity to make more money in your next job because you've increased your human capital. You are able to add more value. So the most selfish thing you can do in a job is learn. How ironic. And as it happens, most companies are positioned to help you learn. So here's how you want to prepare for this question. Take a look at the job description, scroll all the way down to the requirements, to the responsibilities, and identify at least 3 things that you want to learn how to do in this job. They should be things where you haven't done it already exactly in the way they're describing it, or maybe you've never done anything like it, but you have skills that you can apply to learn how to do that new task or that new responsibility in that job effectively, so that the job aligns with your own selfish interests to learn and grow. And then when they ask you, why do you want this job? You can say, well, I love the company. I love the product. But what motivates me most in this job is the chance to learn how to do X. And then you fill in the blank. And you want to make that answer really robust and specific. So you'll bring in aspects of your past experience that show why you're now prepared to tackle this new learning curve and why this job is the perfect place for you to grow and develop in the way that you want to grow. Let me tell you the story of how I hired our community manager at Happy at Work. I put an ad in the local paper for a manager of our Instagram account. I had 2 applications. One from someone who had actively managed Facebook and Instagram accounts, who had run ad accounts, and who really knew what she was doing. And one person who was a recent college graduate who had studied science and had literally no experience with social media whatsoever. In the interview, the experienced person didn't show any particular affinity for learning, for our brand, for the opportunity that this open position presented. I could tell that this was just someone who was going to dial it in. They were going to punch the clock. They were going to do the bare minimum to earn their salary and peace out. The recent college grad, on the other hand, was really honest about the fact that she had had no experience with the specific job description, but that she was genuinely eager to learn, that she was new in her career. She had so much to learn, and there were a couple of really specific things that she was excited to engage with in that role. Guess which person I picked? And that person has been with the company for years. She has grown into the position of community manager. She is an absolutely essential part of our mission. And that's because she came in eager to learn. And as her hiring manager, I knew that she would be easy to work with. She would be fun to work with, and she would add much more value because it was interesting to her to learn how to do the job. By the way, if you want to get to know our community manager, and if you're in the process of searching for a job right now, you might want to check out our Make a Move program. It's designed to help you make a move, whether that means getting promoted in your current company, moving within your organization, or changing companies altogether. You can follow that journey within a supportive community that makes it fun, easy, and very, very meaningful to get the next job for you that will help you build a career you love. You can check out the Make a Move program. I'll put the link in the description. You can learn about the Make a Move program by scanning this QR code. I'll also pin it to the comments below. It's a great program, and it makes the job search a lot less hard and a lot less lonely. Now let me talk to you about the perhaps most important step that you need to take to really be able to ace this question. And it happens long before you get into that interview room. It has to do with how you conduct your job search. Here's my advice. Do not apply for any job that you are 100% qualified for. You should only be applying for jobs where at least 30% of the job description is new to you. And before you even go out and look at the job market, I really encourage you to answer this question really honestly for yourself. What do I genuinely want to learn in my next role? As I am moving from wherever I am to building the career of my dreams, what is the next learning curve that I want to tackle? Do you want to learn how to manage people? Are you more interested in working with technology and really getting your hands in code or in programming or in hardware or in how things work? Are you interested in leading across an organization with cross-functional accountabilities? What is the skill set that you want to develop in your next role? And then go out and look for that. Don't only look for certain job titles or certain companies or certain positions. Look for the roles that give you the chance to build that learning curve for yourself. Then when you're in the interview, you will already have a great answer for why you want to work at this company and why you want this job specifically. In our Make a Move program, we help you do all the inner work to figure out who you really are and what you really want so that your job search can be quick and effective. And the job that you get next will be one that actually forwards the career that you want to have and doesn't just help you pay your bills next month. If you're looking to make a move, check out the Make a Move program. If you're not, and you just want a weekly dose of career inspiration in your inbox every Sunday evening so that you can make Mondays better, you can join our community at happyatwork.com/join. There it is on the screen. You can also click the link in the description, and we'll give you a free gift for joining the community. You can take your pick. This is how you can get a free chapter of my book, Interview Hero, so that as you're preparing for all your upcoming interviews, you not only have an answer to this most important question, you have the right mindset, the right tools, and you've prepared all the answers you need to really ace that interview. If you do subscribe to the newsletter, I will be in your inbox on Sunday. And if you'll hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, I will be back in your YouTubes next week, giving you all the tips that you need to build a career you love, get the job you want, and be happy at work. I will see you next time. I don't like that. The new...
Elephants on the stairs.
Seriously. Okay, cut.